Captain Ilara Voss didn't like being called the bait. It wasn't exactly inaccurate. After all, she'd volunteered to walk alone into a dead zone where every other life form that entered was either consumed, torn apart, or simply erased from existence. But she still hated the way her mission sounded in the mouths of others. They sent a human as bait. As if she were a worm dangling on a hook in the black waters of deep space. But that was, in essence, the strategy. The predators, whatever they truly were, had begun striking outposts along the Epsilon Rim, silent and unseen. They devoured mining crews, vaporized ships, and left behind nothing but twisted metal and data fragments. Not even the security drones or automated AIs could detect them until it was too late. So the United Colonies made a desperate choice. They would send someone in, a living being, to lure the things out. Not an AI, not a clone, not a drone. Something alive. Something the predators might find worth attacking. They chose Ilara because she was one of the few captains who'd survived first contact with them. That was 2 years ago. Her entire crew had vanished in a storm of static and light. She'd come back alone, drifting in an escape pod, eyes glazed and whispering something about shadows that think. Now she was back, against her better judgment, standing on the deck of the Artemis probe, staring out the viewport at the abyssal shimmer of Nebula 9, a cloud of charged gas that pulsed like a living wound in the cosmos. Telemetry stable. Came a voice from mission control over comms. Vitals nominal. Captain Voss, we're transmitting on all spectrum bands. The bait signal is live. Copy, Ilara replied. Her throat felt dry. Initiating descent. Her ship slipped into the nebula's heart, sensors flaring. Outside, the colors bled together. Blue fire, golden mist, black dust that sparkled as if aware of her presence. The predators were supposed to come from here. This was the nest. And Ilara was their meal. To the waiting. Hours passed. The Artemis floated in the silent radiance of the nebula, its hull shimmering like a starship-shaped ghost. Every now and then, Ilara heard static scrape across the comms, but no voices. Her instruments blinked, then froze. Readings fluctuated without reason. Time inside the nebula had a strange elasticity. It bent, stretched, and folded. Sometimes a minute felt like a day. "Command, this is Artemis," she said, trying to sound calm. No sign of contact. Repeating scan cycle. Her words dissolved into static. No reply. She sighed, leaned back in her chair, and stared at the nebula. "You wanted a human," she muttered. "Here I am." For a moment, she thought she saw movement, a ripple of darker mist threading through the gold. Then another, and another, until she realized the shadows were circling her. Her heart rate spiked. This is it. But the shadows didn't attack. Instead, they drifted closer, slow and deliberate, as if studying her. The ship's lights flickered. Gravity shifted. Ilara felt something probe at her thoughts, like fingers pressing against glass from the other side of her skull. "Identify," she whispered. "What are you?" The air grew colder. The nebula outside twisted violently, forming shapes. Spires, tendrils, faces that weren't faces. A voice spoke inside her head, layered, fragmented, both everywhere and nowhere. "You returned." Ilara gripped her console. "You know me. We remember you. The one who looked into the noise. The one who survived." Memories flashed, her crew screaming, her instruments bursting into white light, the sensation of falling through a universe made of mirrors. They had let her live. "Why?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Why did you attack the colonies?" "We did not attack. We were consuming the dead light. You built your homes in it. You stepped into our ocean and wondered why you drowned." Ilara's mind reeled. The predators didn't see themselves as invaders. They saw humans as the intruders, harvesting energy from a cosmic ecosystem they didn't understand. You killed thousands. No, we changed them. Their patterns feed the dark lattice. They exist as resonance. That word, resonance, sent a chill down her spine. She remembered the signals recovered from destroyed outposts, voices replaying themselves backward, stretched into infinity. That was their idea of existence. 3. The revelation. Ilara steadied her breathing. You said I looked into the noise. I saw something 2 years ago. Was that you? Yes. You reached across the veil. You almost joined us. And now, what do you want from me? To understand. The shadows pressed closer, wrapping the Artemis in layers of shimmering dark. Her ship's hull creaked like an old ship in rough seas. You call us predators, but we hunt only what sings to us. You have learned to sing back. Ilara frowned. You mean communication, harmony, frequency, life. You are the first to hear our song and not go mad. Her mind swam with possibilities. Were these entities alive or something else? Energy beings, higher dimensional life forms. The mission parameters flashed through her mind. Lure the enemy. Record their response. Do not engage. But now she wasn't sure who the enemy was. What happens if I go back? She asked quietly. You will tell them what you saw. They will come again. They will burn what they fear. We will respond. And this time, there will be no resonance, threat, or a warning. Ilara clenched her fists. Then tell me what you want me to do. The nebula around her dimmed, swirling slower now, as though considering her. Then the voice whispered, Stay. The word reverberated through the ship like a pulse. Stay with us. Learn. Carry our song. Her breath caught. You want me to become like you. You already began long ago. The moment you survived, you carried our echo. She felt it then. A vibration beneath her ribs, a hum that matched the rhythm of the nebula. Was that what they meant? That something of them had fused with her during the first encounter. Was she the bridge between human and whatever they were? She hesitated. If she stayed, she'd never see humanity again. But if she left, the colonies would keep sending ships, and the war would escalate. Show me what you really are, she whispered. The darkness blossomed into light. For the communion, base dissolved. Her consciousness unfolded into a landscape of shifting geometries, endless lattices of energy woven like spider silk, pulsing with color and rhythm. She saw entities moving through it, vast and delicate like living constellations. They weren't monsters or predators. They were architects of reality, feeding on the entropy between stars, recycling dead energy into new patterns of creation. She realized, with a shock of awe, that they were older than galaxies. And then she saw humans, tiny sparks floating in the same sea, unaware that every burst engine, every reactor pulse, every death scream sent ripples into this lattice. Ripples that the entities interpreted as song. When the song turned chaotic, they fed. When it harmonized, they listened. Ilara's voice echoed through the void. You think you're keeping balance. Balance is survival. But you're killing us. You are not dying. You are changing your form. You fear transformation because you do not remember what you were before light. Before light. The phrase struck her like thunder. Images filled her mind. Stars forming, collapsing, matter reborn in cycles of energy and consciousness. Maybe life wasn't biological at all.